If you're finding in your life that you're trying and trying and trying and pushing and you're doing everything you can and nothing is happening and you're stuck, your best bet is to just let it go and just go with the flow. Hey guys, it's Terrie. How's your heart today? How's that wonderful, beautiful, dynamic heart of yours? I hope it's doing well. I wanted to change up the scenery a bit. Can you see that blue sky? Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, thought, let's be outside, right? Let's get some vitamin D in us. Well, in me. But vicariously, you guys can get it through me. I wanted to talk to you guys today a bit about pushing and trying so hard versus flow. Now, in physics, there's a, I don't know what the exact word is. Oh my God, can you hear those? Those are parrots. Those are parrots. I love it. In my neighborhood, there are flying parrots. How perfect is that? All right, in physics, there is what's called the collapsible wave function, okay? Bear with me, this will all come together when I explain to you about pushing versus flow and the energetic frequencies of each. So there's the collapsible wave function. So basically what happens is you have particles and waves of energy. Particles are more physical and waves are more energy, okay? The waves are light waves, okay? So what happens with the collapsible wave function in a very easy to digest manner, I'm trying to make this easy for you guys. Let's say you have a bunch of particles dancing together, right? So they're dancing together and they're creating something, right? So there's something there. As soon as attention is paid to them, they collapse. So they break up and they go away. So basically you have something, and then as soon as attention is paid to it, it collapses. It disappears, it goes away. And that is how it all works. It's called the collapsible wave function. So when you think about it, how do we apply that to our life, right? The cutest little baby just walked by. How could I not say hi to that cute little baby? So if we look at it this way, where there's something that we want to accomplish or do, or on its own, it's there, just dancing, the particles and waves. But as soon as we put too much attention on it, or we put attention on it, it disappears, right? Collapsible wave function. So in other words, the more you are putting your attention on something, the less it is. So for example, let's say you want somebody to call you, right? Let's say you're dating somebody, guy, girl, doesn't matter. And the call itself is the particles, right? But the more you want it, the more you're placing your attention and awareness on it, the more it disappears, right? It's the universal law of repulsion as well. So when we're talking about pushing or trying too hard versus flow, we apply it to that, right? So we basically say the more we're trying something, the more we're pushing for something to come about, the less it actually comes about. Flow is all about it happening on its own, the particles moving all on its own, right? So let me just give you an example of how, for me, it worked recently. So I was, at the end of the year, I was looking into health insurance, right? And I needed to talk to somebody because I needed approval for the program that I needed to be in for my health insurance. Yes. Well, I couldn't get a hold of the person. So instead of waiting for them to get back to me, I pushed. I kept calling and calling and calling and calling and calling and calling because I needed my answer, right? I needed to get into this program. I needed this right away. So all I was doing was pushing, trying, and getting super frustrated, like super frustrated, angry, all of this energy totally and completely building up. Finally, at some point, I was like, I cannot deal with this anymore, and I gave up. I was like, fuck this shit. I'm done. I cannot deal with it. And literally gave up. Right? So that was the energy accumulating, and then it dispersed, like, fuck it. As soon as that happened, and I stopped putting my focus and awareness on it, the next day, I literally got my answer. So for 2 weeks, I kept trying and pushing, and finally I was like, fuck this, I'm done, I'm out, and boom, it came. I allowed it to flow by stopping, trying, and pushing so hard. The collapsible wave function. So if you're finding in your life that you're trying and pushing, and you're doing everything you can and nothing is happening and you're stuck, it happens especially when you're dependent on other people, your best bet is to just let it go and just go with the flow. That at this very moment, in this now moment, like nothing else can be done. So you have to surrender and lean into the flow that it's going in, meaning the energy that it's going in. So the more you push, the more you try, the less you get. I've learned this lesson so many times that I can't even say I've learned this lesson, right? But this last one was a really big lesson. So now I can say I finally learned this lesson. But being human, of course, I will be triggered in the future. So that doesn't mean that I will never not be triggered again and not push again. But I sure as fuck am going to remember what happened this last time. It was a horrible experience. So that is why it's important to just go with the flow. Let the stream or the river of where you're at in any now moment take you where it needs to go, take you where you need to be. Now, that doesn't mean you don't put any effort or you don't take action. That's intention. You have to have that. You have to be in action. But there's a difference between trying so hard and pushing and being in action. So if you can start paying attention to where you're coming from in any given moment, ask yourself, where's my energy? Am I trying so hard? Or am I in flow? Am I just letting things happen? Right? Yikes. I know. Being human is not easy, right? But that's the state we're in right now. So I'm just going to ask you this question. Are you trying right now in this now moment? Is there something or some area of your life where you're feeling stuck because you're just trying so hard and you're not allowing the flow to go through? Huh? Are you pushing? Are you trying so hard? If you are, stop. Just let it go. Be in action, but know where your energy is. And the moment you stop putting so much attention on it, watch and see how you start to move forward. All right, you guys? All right, what am I always saying to you? Stay connected. This is a great way to connect to yourself. Otherwise, you're just giving so much of your energy away, right? You're just push. It's like just letting all this energy just kind of like out of you, right? So stay connected. Stay connected to your friends and family. Stay connected to you. Stay connected to me, and I'll see ya on the flip side.